Antarctica, Earth's last true wilderness, stretches across the southernmost reaches of our planet, a realm so remote and inhospitable that it remains untouched by permanent human settlement. Here, the environment is defined by its extremes, a continent encased in ice, where temperatures plummet to record-breaking lows, and the wind sculpts the landscape with relentless force. This is a land of paradoxes and superlatives. Antarctica is not only the coldest place on Earth, but also the highest, with an average elevation far above any other continent. It is the driest, receiving less precipitation than the world's great deserts, and the windiest, with katabatic gusts that sweep down from the polar plateau, shaping the snow into intricate patterns and driving blizzards that can obscure the horizon for days. For centuries, the existence of this vast southern land was a matter of speculation. Ancient maps marked it as Terra Australis Incognita, a mysterious, uncharted expanse believed to balance the continents of the north. It was only in the early 19th century that the first confirmed sightings revealed a world of ice and silence, a continent shrouded in myth and mystery. The Antarctic environment is a study in contrasts. During the endless summer, the sun circles the sky without setting, bathing the ice in a surreal, perpetual daylight. In winter, darkness descends for months, broken only by the shimmering dance of the aurora australis across the polar night. Time itself seems to lose meaning here, as the cycles of day and night stretch and contract with the seasons. The scale of Antarctica is almost beyond comprehension. The ice sheet, covering nearly 98% of the continent, holds more than half of the world's fresh water, locked away in a frozen vault. In places, this ice is nearly 3 miles thick, pressing down on the land beneath and causing much of the continent to lie below sea level. Each winter, the surrounding southern ocean freezes, doubling the continent's size with a vast expanse of sea ice. This seasonal transformation creates a formidable barrier, isolating Antarctica from the rest of the world and preserving its pristine environment. The forces that shape this land are both ancient and ongoing. Glaciers flow slowly toward the sea, carving deep valleys and carving immense icebergs into the frigid waters. The katabatic winds, borne high on the polar plateau, descend with ferocious speed, sculpting the snow and driving storms that can last for weeks. Yet, amid this harshness, there is a delicate beauty. The landscape is painted in subtle hues, brilliant whites, deep blues, and the occasional turquoise glow of freshly carved ice. Frost crystals catch the light, and the silence is so profound it feels almost tangible, broken only by the distant crack of shifting ice. Antarctica is a world where nature reigns supreme, its power and majesty undiminished by human presence. It is a living laboratory, offering scientists unparalleled opportunities to study climate, geology, and the resilience of life in the harshest conditions imaginable. The continent's significance extends far beyond its icy borders. Antarctica plays a crucial role in regulating the Earth's climate, its vast ice sheets reflecting sunlight and its cold waters driving global ocean currents. The secrets locked within its ice hold vital clues to our planet's past and future. Here, the only signs of life are those perfectly adapted to survive. Penguins huddling against the cold, seals basking on the ice, and the occasional soaring bird tracing the endless sky. The land itself is governed not by nations, but by an international treaty dedicated to peace, science, and preservation. To witness Antarctica is to encounter the raw essence of our planet, a place where the boundaries of the known world dissolve and the forces of nature are laid bare in their most elemental form. This is Earth's last frontier, a testament to the enduring power and mystery of the natural world. The classic route to the Antarctic Peninsula has always meant braving the Drake Passage, a formidable expanse where the Atlantic, Pacific, and Southern Oceans collide in a maelstrom of currents and wind. Today, this crossing is still a rite of passage for many, but the journey has evolved dramatically thanks to advances in technology and logistics. Modern polar vessels are engineered to withstand the planet's harshest seas, equipped with stabilizers, reinforced hulls, and sophisticated weather tracking systems. These ships are floating laboratories, capable of navigating through ice-laden waters with precision and safety. Every expedition is a logistical feat. Supplies are meticulously packed, everything from scientific instruments to emergency rations and fuel, ensuring self-sufficiency in one of the world's most remote environments. Cargo is weighed and balanced, and manifests are checked and rechecked before departure. For those opting to fly, the journey begins at specialized airports like Punta Arenas, where aircraft are fitted with reinforced landing gear and de-icing systems. Air traffic controllers coordinate narrow weather windows, tracking polar flights with satellite precision. Aircraft are fueled for extended range and equipped with emergency survival kits, satellite communications, and navigation systems designed for the polar regions, where magnetic compasses are unreliable and GPS is essential. Pilots rely on advanced avionics to guide them across the vast, featureless expanse of the Southern Ocean. Every detail is monitored: wind speed, ice conditions, and the ever-changing polar weather, which can close runways in minutes. As the aircraft crosses into Antarctic airspace, real-time satellite data streams to the cockpit, updating the crew on shifting weather patterns and the position of icebergs below. The first sight of Antarctica is often heralded by scattered icebergs, their brilliant white forms drifting in the inky sea. Cameras and sensors record the changing landscape, providing valuable data for scientists and navigators alike. Soon, the coastline of the South Shetland Islands emerges, a stark boundary of black rock and blinding snow rising abruptly from the ocean. The approach is both dramatic and humbling, a reminder of the continent's raw power. Landings are executed on gravel or ice runways, often maintained by international teams. King George Island, with its network of research stations, serves as a vital hub for scientific collaboration and logistics. Technology underpins every aspect of Antarctic operations. Automated weather stations, satellite links, and renewable energy systems support both research and daily life, ensuring safety and connectivity in this isolated frontier. From the airstrip, robust Zodiac boats and ice-class expedition ships await, ready to transport people and equipment deeper into the continent. These vessels are lifelines, designed to operate in extreme cold and shifting ice. The Antarctic environment is pristine and formidable. The air is astonishingly pure, the sky a deep, cloudless blue, and the sun, though low, casts a dazzling, almost surreal light across the landscape. Research stations and field camps are marvels of modern engineering, powered by solar and wind, and equipped with laboratories that monitor everything from glacial movement to atmospheric chemistry. Icebreakers and autonomous vehicles extend the reach of exploration, mapping the seafloor, studying marine life, and gathering data from beneath the ice, work that would have been impossible just decades ago. Flexibility remains the cardinal rule. Weather can shift in moments, and every plan is provisional, guided by real-time data and the expertise of polar meteorologists. Every journey to Antarctica is a blend of cutting-edge technology, meticulous planning, and respect for the unpredictable forces of nature. It is a testament to human ingenuity and our enduring fascination with the last great wilderness on Earth. The Magellan Explorer is not a cruise ship in the traditional sense. Rather, it is a purpose-built expedition vessel, engineered specifically for the challenges and wonders of Antarctic exploration. Its sleek, reinforced hull is designed to navigate through icy waters, and its compact size allows it to access remote coves and narrow channels that are inaccessible to larger ships. With a capacity for just 75 guests, the ship maintains an atmosphere of exclusivity and tranquility. The limited number of passengers ensures that the vessel can operate with agility, adjusting its schedule to take advantage of changing weather, wildlife sightings, and unique landing opportunities. The ship's design prioritizes both comfort and functionality. Cabins are spacious, featuring large windows or private balconies that offer uninterrupted views of the ever-changing Antarctic seascape. Each room is equipped with a king-size bed, a seating area, a coffee station, a mini-fridge, and ample storage for expedition gear, ensuring guests are well prepared for the polar environment. The private balconies are a highlight, providing a front-row seat to the spectacle of drifting icebergs, distant glaciers, and the occasional appearance of marine wildlife. Standing outside, sheltered from the wind, one can savor the serenity of the polar landscape in complete comfort. Mornings often begin with the soft glow of Antarctic daylight filtering through the windows, accompanied by the gentle hum of the ship's engines. Guests can enjoy a hot beverage while watching the ice-strewn ocean pass by, or prepare for the day's excursions by layering up with insulated clothing and boots, all conveniently stored within the cabin. After returning from shore landings or zodiac cruises, the ship becomes a sanctuary of warmth and relaxation. The interiors are thoughtfully designed, blending modern aesthetics with practical features to create a welcoming retreat from the elements. The main lounge, with its panoramic windows, serves as the heart of the vessel. Here, guests gather for daily briefings, educational lectures, and to observe the passing scenery. The ever-present views of icebergs, snow-capped peaks, and open sea create a dynamic backdrop for every activity. The ship is equipped with a range of amenities to enhance the expedition experience. A well-stocked library offers resources on polar history, wildlife, and geography. The gym provides space for exercise, while the sauna, with its window overlooking the icy expanse, offers a unique way to unwind after a day of exploration. The open bridge policy invites guests to observe navigation in action. From this vantage point, one can watch the crew interpret charts, monitor radar, and steer the vessel through challenging waters, all while scanning the horizon for wildlife or shifting ice. Dining aboard the Magellan Explorer is a highlight in itself. The dining room, lined with large windows, offers sweeping views of the Antarctic landscape. Meals are crafted with care, featuring a variety of international and local flavors, and are served buffet-style for breakfast and lunch, with live cooking stations adding a touch of culinary theatre. Dinners are more formal, multi-course affairs, showcasing the chef's creativity and skill. Despite the remote location, the quality and variety of the cuisine are consistently impressive, making each meal a memorable event. Throughout the journey, the ship's professional crew ensures smooth operations and guest safety. From the bridge to the engine room, every member is highly trained in polar navigation and emergency procedures, contributing to a seamless and secure expedition experience. As the Magellan Explorer glides through the Southern Ocean, the ever-changing seascape is a constant source of fascination. The ship's reinforced bow breaks through thin sea ice, leaving a trail of open water in its wake, while towering icebergs drift silently past, sculpted by wind and time. Advanced navigation and safety systems are always in operation, ensuring the vessel's safe passage through unpredictable conditions. Lifeboats and emergency gear are maintained to the highest standards, reflecting the ship's commitment to safety in one of the world's most remote environments. Evenings aboard the Magellan Explorer are tranquil and atmospheric. As twilight settles over the ice, the ship's lights cast a warm glow across the water, and the silence of the Antarctic night is broken only by the distant crack of shifting ice or the call of a seabird. Life aboard an Antarctic exploration vessel is a harmonious blend of adventure, comfort, and discovery, an experience defined by the ship's thoughtful design, the rhythm of daily routines, and the breathtaking beauty of the polar seascape that surrounds you. Our journey began with a zodiac cruise around Ho Island, a realm the expedition leader called an iceberg graveyard. Here, the landscape is dominated by immense tabular icebergs, their sheer walls rising like frozen fortresses from the sea. These colossal icebergs, having carved from the distant ice shelves, drift northward until they run aground in the shallows, where they begin their slow, inevitable dissolution. Some tower dozens of meters above the water, their surfaces etched with wind-carved grooves and ancient cracks. The silence is profound, broken only by the distant groan of shifting ice. The air is crisp, carrying the faint scent of brine and cold stone. The ice itself forms a labyrinth of sculptures, arches, spires and bridges, each one a testament to the artistry of wind, water and time. Some bergs are smooth and rounded, polished by the ceaseless caress of waves, while others are jagged, their edges sharp as blades. The colours shift with the light, dazzling white under the midday sun, pale turquoise where the ice is dense, and in the deepest crevasses a haunting, luminous blue that seems to glow from within. Sunlight filters through the ice, illuminating hidden chambers and tunnels. Occasionally, a chunk of ice carves away, splashing into the sea and sending ripples across the glassy surface. The only sounds are the gentle lapping of water against the ice and the soft crackle of ancient air bubbles escaping, a reminder of the continent's deep frozen history. Amidst this frozen grandeur, the wildlife of Antarctica reveals itself in astonishing variety. On the ice floes, Weddell and crab-eater seals haul out to rest, their bodies blending seamlessly with the snow-dusted landscape. In the frigid waters, the surface suddenly breaks as a humpback whale emerges, its massive form glistening with beads of seawater. The whale exhales, sending a plume of mist skyward before arching its back and slipping silently beneath the waves. Nearby, a pod of humpbacks feeds in synchrony, their baleen plates filtering clouds of krill from the nutrient-rich water. The whales move with deliberate grace, their flukes slicing through the sea, unhurried and unafraid. Occasionally a minke whale darts past, its smaller, streamlined body barely disturbing the surface. Leopard seals patrol the edges of the ice, their sleek forms built for both speed and stealth, ever watchful for prey. The sea is alive with movement. Whales, seals, and countless seabirds all thriving in this harsh, abundant ecosystem. Above the water, snow petrels and Antarctic terns wheel and dive, their calls echoing across the ice. Giant petrels glide on outstretched wings, scanning for food with keen, intelligent eyes. The soundscape is a symphony of natural rhythms, the exhalation of whales, the distant bark of a seal, the sharp cries of birds, and the ever-present whisper of wind over ice. On the ice, colonies of gentoo penguins gather in dense, bustling groups. Their white head stripes stand out against the stark landscape as they shuffle and call to one another. The penguins move with comic awkwardness on land, waddling along well-worn trails, so-called penguin highways, etched into the snow by generations of tiny feet. Yet, in the water, they are transformed. Sleek and agile, they dart beneath the surface, twisting and turning with astonishing speed as they hunt for fish and krill. Their bodies become streamlined torpedoes, propelling themselves through the icy sea in bursts of energy, sometimes leaping clear of the water in graceful arcs. Beneath the surface, their flippers beat in perfect synchrony, allowing them to evade predators and chase down prey with remarkable precision. On the shore, penguins gather in noisy rookeries, their calls rising in a cacophony that fills the air. Chicks huddle together for warmth, while adults preen and squabble over nesting sites. The ground is stained pink with guano, a pungent reminder of the colony's size and vitality. Skuas and sheathbills patrol the edges, ever alert for an unguarded egg or chick. Along the shoreline, Weddell seals bask on the ice, their bodies plump and content. Occasionally, a leopard seal glides past, its powerful jaws and spotted coat marking it as one of Antarctica's top predators. The Weddell seal's large, dark eyes scan the horizon, but it remains untroubled, secure in its place atop the ice. With a slow, deliberate motion, it lowers its head and drifts into sleep, undisturbed by the world around it. The sense of peace and belonging is palpable, a testament to the resilience of life in this extreme environment. In these first hours, the Antarctic revealed itself as a kingdom of ice and wildlife, untamed, breathtaking, and endlessly diverse. Every moment offered a new glimpse into the intricate web of life that thrives at the edge of the world, a place where nature reigns in its purest, most awe-inspiring form. Our first landing on solid ground brought us to Port Lockroy, a small natural harbour on Goudier Island, nestled among the icy waters and dramatic peaks of the Antarctic Peninsula. The island itself is a striking blend of rugged rock, snow and ice, surrounded by turquoise waters dotted with floating icebergs. The landscape is both stark and beautiful, shaped by relentless winds and shifting glaciers. But it is the wildlife that truly defines these islands. Port Lockroy and its surroundings are home to a thriving colony of Gentoo penguins, whose presence is felt everywhere. From the rocky beaches to the snowy slopes, the Gentoo penguins gather in large, bustling colonies, their distinctive white headbands and bright orange beaks standing out against the monochrome landscape. Their nests, carefully constructed from small pebbles, form a patchwork across the ground, each fiercely guarded by its occupants. The air is filled with the constant chatter of penguins calling to their mates and chicks, a lively chorus that echoes across the bay. The colony is a hive of activity, adults shuffling to and from the sea, chicks huddling together for warmth and the occasional squabble over a coveted pebble. Life here is dictated by the rhythm of the Antarctic summer. Penguins return from the ocean, bellies full of krill and fish to feed their hungry young. Skuas and sheathbills patrol the edges of the colony, ever watchful for an unguarded egg or chick. The struggle for survival is constant. Pebble theft is a common sight, as penguins sneakily snatch stones from neighbouring nests, leading to noisy disputes and dramatic chases across the snow. Despite the apparent chaos, the colony is a marvel of adaptation. Each penguin is perfectly suited to its environment, with dense waterproof feathers, strong flippers for swimming, and a remarkable tolerance for the cold. Beyond Port Lockroy, the Antarctic islands reveal even more diversity. Each island is a unique microcosm, shaped by geology, weather, and the wildlife that calls it home. On Half Moon Island, the landscape shifts to a more rugged terrain with steep ridges and sweeping views over crescent-shaped bays. Here the snow is punctuated by dark volcanic rock, and the wind carries the sound of thousands of penguins. The island is famed for its large colony of chinstrap penguins, instantly recognizable by the thin black line that runs beneath their beaks. These agile birds navigate the rocky slopes with ease, leaping from boulder to boulder as they make their way to the sea. The colony stretches across the island, a living tapestry of black and white. The constant movement, penguins coming and going, chicks begging for food, adults preening and calling, creates a sense of energy and resilience. The sound is overwhelming, a cacophony of calls, squawks, and the rhythmic slapping of flippers on snow and stone. The air is thick with the scent of guano, a reminder of the sheer scale of life that thrives here. Among the penguins, other Antarctic residents make their presence known. Weddell seals haul out onto the snow to rest, their massive forms blending into the icy landscape. Occasionally, a leopard seal can be spotted patrolling the waters offshore, ever on the lookout for an unwary penguin. Further south, Neko Harbour offers a dramatic contrast. Here, the Antarctic mainland rises steeply from the sea, its slopes cloaked in deep snow and towering glaciers. The harbour is encircled by immense crevassed glaciers that periodically carve with a thunderous roar, sending waves of ice into the bay. The landscape is raw and elemental, shaped by forces both ancient and ongoing. From the heights above the glacier, the view is breathtaking, a panorama of jagged peaks, drifting icebergs, and endless white. The silence is profound, broken only by the distant calls of penguins and the crack of shifting ice. The sheer scale of the glaciers and mountains is humbling, a reminder of the power and beauty of the natural world. Here, wildlife and landscape exist in a delicate balance, each shaping and sustaining the other. In these islands and along these coasts, the Antarctic reveals its true character, a place of extraordinary wildlife, dramatic landscapes, and a resilience that defies the harshest conditions on Earth. Among the most awe-inspiring experiences in Antarctic exploration is the navigation through the Le Channel, a passage renowned for its breathtaking glacial architecture and formidable natural barriers. The channel itself stretches for 7 miles, at times narrowing to less than a mile across, hemmed in by sheer, snow-laden cliffs that soar hundreds of meters above the icy water. Massive glaciers descend from the mountainsides, their ancient blue ice fractured into crevasses and seracs, while sculpted icebergs drift silently, shaped by relentless wind and water into surreal forms. The ever-shifting Antarctic light transforms the scene from moment to moment. Soft morning hues give way to stark midday brilliance, and long shadows stretch across the ice as the sun dips low, revealing the intricate textures and layers within the glaciers. At the southern end, the landscape becomes even more dramatic. Here, glacial mountains plunge directly into the sea, their faces carved by centuries of ice movement and seasonal thaw, creating a jagged, untamed coastline. The scale of these formations is humbling. Some glaciers tower like frozen fortresses, their surfaces etched with deep blue veins and fissures, while others carve into the water, sending thunderous echoes across the channel. The water itself is a study in contrasts, at times glassy and reflective, at others choked with brash ice and bergy bits, each piece a fragment of the continent's ancient heart. The temperature hovers just above freezing, a constant reminder of the environment's raw power. Navigating these waters demands precision and respect. The ship's hull must thread a careful path between drifting icebergs and submerged hazards, while the ever-present risk of shifting pack ice can close the channel in a matter of hours. The silence is profound, broken only by the distant crack of ice or the low rumble of a glacier calving. Here the landscape feels sacred, untouched, immense, and utterly indifferent to human presence. Every turn reveals new wonders, arches of ice spanning the water, crystalline spires rising from the sea, and vast fields of snow that seem to stretch to the edge of the world. To navigate these glacial cathedrals is to witness the artistry of nature on its grandest scale, a realm where ice, rock, and light combine to create a landscape both forbidding and sublime. Deception Island emerges from the Southern Ocean as a stark anomaly, its volcanic origins setting it apart from the icy expanse of Antarctica. The island's landscape is defined by the flooded caldera of an active volcano, a rare geological feature that creates a natural harbour encircled by steep, ash-darkened cliffs. The approach to the island is dramatic and perilous. Ships must thread through Neptune's bellows, a narrow volcanic breach, to access the sheltered waters within. From the outside, Deception Island appears unremarkable, its true nature concealed by a ring of rugged land. Only upon entering does the vast, protected bay reveal itself, a sanctuary shaped by ancient eruptions and ongoing geothermal activity. The island's beaches are composed of black volcanic sand, a striking contrast to the surrounding white ice. In certain areas, geothermal heat seeps through the ground, sending wisps of steam curling into the frigid air. This otherworldly environment is both beautiful and forbidding, shaped by the restless forces beneath the Earth's crust. Along the shore of Whalers Bay, the remnants of a once thriving whaling industry are scattered across the volcanic sand. Massive iron boilers, once used to render whale blubber into oil, now rust in silence. Collapsing wooden buildings and storage tanks battered by wind and time are slowly being reclaimed by the elements. The bones of whales, bleached by decades of exposure, lie among the ruins, a silent testament to the scale of exploitation that once took place here. Between 1904 and 1931, Deception Island was a hub of industrial whaling. The station operated with ruthless efficiency, processing thousands of whales each season. Whale oil extracted in vast quantities was shipped around the world for use in machinery, explosives, and even food products. The relentless pursuit of profit drove the industry to develop ever more advanced methods, eventually leading to the deployment of factory ships capable of processing entire whales at sea. The environmental impact was catastrophic. Over 70 years, more than 2 million whales were killed in the Southern Ocean, pushing several species, including the blue whale, to the brink of extinction. The absence of humans today allows the landscape to speak for itself, nature slowly reclaiming the scars of industry, while wildlife returns to the waters that once ran red. The abandoned whaling station now stands as a protected historical monument, a stark reminder of the environmental cost of unchecked exploitation. International agreements, such as the Antarctic Treaty and the global ban on commercial whaling in 1986, have allowed whale populations to begin a slow recovery. Today, the presence of thriving wildlife and the haunting silence of the ruins serve as a powerful lesson in the importance of conservation and the resilience of nature when given the chance to heal. Antarctica is unique among the continents of the world, not only for its extreme environment but also for the way it is governed. The Antarctic Treaty, signed in 1959 and entering into force in 1961, is the cornerstone of international cooperation on the continent. The treaty was established to ensure that Antarctica is used exclusively for peaceful purposes and scientific research. It prohibits any military activity, nuclear explosions, and disposal of radioactive waste, making the continent a natural reserve devoted to peace and science. The treaty's environmental protocol, adopted in 1991, further strengthens protection by designating Antarctica as a natural reserve devoted to peace and science. It sets out comprehensive measures to minimize human impact, including strict regulations on waste management, prevention of pollution, and conservation of flora and fauna. The rules are clear and non-negotiable. All activities must be planned and conducted to limit environmental disturbance. No non-native species, including seeds or microorganisms, may be introduced. All waste, including food scraps and human waste, must be removed from the continent. Biosecurity is a critical component of the treaty's implementation. All equipment and clothing must be thoroughly cleaned and disinfected before and after any landing to prevent the introduction or transfer of invasive species and contaminants. The treaty and its protocols strictly regulate interactions with wildlife. Minimum approach distances are enforced to prevent disturbance, and all observers must avoid altering the animal's natural behavior. Physical contact with wildlife is strictly forbidden. To protect the fragile terrestrial environment, visitors are required to stay on marked paths and avoid sitting or kneeling in sensitive areas. Mosses and lichens, which can take centuries to grow, are especially vulnerable to trampling. The principle of leave no trace is strictly enforced. Nothing can be left behind, not even a crumb of food or a drop of waste. All materials brought ashore must be removed, ensuring the environment remains as undisturbed as possible. Scientific research, the primary human activity permitted under the treaty, is also subject to rigorous environmental assessment. Research stations are required to use best practices for sustainability, including renewable energy and strict waste management protocols. The Antarctic Treaty System is a model of international governance, with regular consultative meetings where nations collaborate to update and strengthen environmental protections. Decisions are made by consensus, reflecting a shared commitment to stewardship. The impact of the Antarctic Treaty is profound. By prioritizing conservation and science over exploitation, it has preserved one of the last great wildernesses on Earth. The rules are not just regulations, they are a global promise to protect Antarctica for future generations and for the planet as a whole. All too soon, our time in the Antarctic paradise came to an end. As the Magellan explorer turned north and the white expanse faded behind us, a profound sense of transformation settled in. Antarctica is not merely a destination, it is a force that leaves an indelible mark on all who encounter it. The continent's vastness and purity recalibrate your sense of scale and time. Here, ancient glaciers move with patient inevitability, and the silence is so complete it feels sacred. Antarctica's landscapes are a living testament to the planet's primordial power, reminding us of Earth's history and its fragile future. The wildlife that thrives here, penguins, seals, whales, and seabirds, are resilient survivors, perfectly adapted to the harshest environment on Earth. Their existence is a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness of all life and the delicate balance that sustains it. Antarctica's influence extends far beyond its frozen shores. The continent plays a critical role in regulating the global climate, driving ocean currents and reflecting sunlight with its vast ice sheets. Changes here ripple outward, affecting weather patterns, sea levels, and ecosystems across the world. The preservation of Antarctica is not just a matter of protecting a remote wilderness, it is a responsibility to safeguard a vital component of Earth's life support system. The continent's untouched beauty and ecological significance make it a living laboratory for scientific discovery and a barometer for planetary health. Every expedition, every scientific mission, and every moment spent in Antarctica deepens our understanding of the world and our place within it. The lessons learned here about resilience, adaptation, and stewardship are urgently needed as we confront the challenges of a changing climate. To witness Antarctica's grandeur is to be entrusted with its story. We become ambassadors for its preservation, compelled to share its wonders and advocate for its protection. The responsibility to defend this last great wilderness belongs to all of us, for its fate is inseparable from the future of our planet. As we return to our daily lives, the memory of Antarctica endures, a reminder of what is rare and irreplaceable. The continent's silence, its wildness, and its resilience inspire us to act with humility and resolve, ensuring that this extraordinary place endures for generations to come. Antarctica's legacy is not only the awe it inspires, but the urgent call to protect the natural world. In carrying the continent within us, we carry a promise to honor, defend, and preserve the last wild places on Earth for the sake of all life that depends on them. In the heart of Antarctica, the environment is shaped by some of the planet's most extraordinary weather phenomena, forces that both define and defend this pristine wilderness. One of the most striking is the katabatic wind. Born high on the polar plateau, these cold, dense air currents surge downhill with astonishing speed, sometimes reaching over 200 kilometers per hour. As gravity pulls the chilled air toward the coastline, it scours the landscape, sweeping loose snow into shimmering veils and sculpting the ice into otherworldly formations. The relentless power of these winds can clear entire valleys of snow, leaving behind the blue ice fields that make Antarctica unique. Then comes the polar night, a season of unbroken darkness that lasts for months. As the sun dips below the horizon, the continent is cloaked in a deep, perpetual twilight. During this time, temperatures plummet to their lowest, and the only illumination comes from the stars and the ethereal glow of the aurora australis. In this darkness, the Antarctic becomes a world suspended in time, where life must adapt to the absence of light and the relentless cold. Above the icy expanse, the southern lights, aurora australis, paint the polar sky with ribbons of green, pink, and violet. These dazzling displays are created by charged solar particles colliding with Earth's magnetic field, releasing energy in luminous curtains that dance above the horizon. For scientists and explorers alike, witnessing the aurora is a reminder of Antarctica's connection to the wider cosmos and of the unseen forces that shape both weather and wonder. From the biting katabatic winds to the endless polar night and the celestial spectacle of the auroras, Antarctica's weather is as awe-inspiring as its landscapes. Each phenomenon is a testament to the continent's extremes, a living laboratory where Earth's most powerful natural forces are on full display. Beneath Antarctica's frozen surface lies a time capsule, a silent archive of Earth's past, preserved within layers of ancient ice. These are ice cores, cylindrical samples drilled from the polar ice sheet, each one holding a detailed record of our planet's climate history. The extraction process begins with precision. Scientists use specialized drills to bore deep into the ice, sometimes reaching depths of over 3 kilometers. As each core is carefully lifted to the surface, it reveals a stratified timeline, each band of ice representing a single year, or even a single season, of snowfall compacted over millennia. Trapped within these layers are tiny air bubbles, microscopic time travelers that contain samples of the atmosphere from thousands of years ago. By analyzing the composition of these bubbles, including the concentrations of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane, researchers can reconstruct past climates with remarkable accuracy. The ice itself tells another story. Variations in the chemical makeup of each layer, such as the presence of certain isotopes, reveal fluctuations in temperature and precipitation. Layers marked by volcanic ash or dust offer clues to ancient eruptions and shifting wind patterns. Through the study of ice cores, we have uncovered the rhythms of Earth's ice ages, the abrupt shifts in climate and the impact of both natural and human-driven changes. The deepest cores have taken us back nearly 1 million years, providing context for the rapid warming seen in recent centuries. In Antarctica, these frozen records are invaluable. They remind us that the continent is not just a place of extremes, but a living library, one that holds the keys to understanding our climate's past, present, and uncertain future. Beneath the unbroken expanse of Antarctic ice lies a world as alien as it is astonishing, a realm where life has adapted to thrive in the most extreme conditions on Earth. Here, in the icy waters, a web of marine life pulses with activity, much of it hidden from human eyes. At the foundation of this ecosystem are Antarctic krill, tiny, shrimp-like creatures that gather in vast, shimmering swarms. Despite their size, krill are the keystone of the Antarctic food web, feeding on microscopic algae that bloom beneath the ice, and in turn, sustaining everything from fish to seals and the mighty blue whale. Their bodies are specially adapted to survive in freezing waters, with antifreeze proteins that prevent their blood from turning to ice. Darting through the dark water, Antarctic silverfish use a similar strategy. These small, silvery fish have evolved their own antifreeze compounds, allowing them to remain active even as temperatures drop below the freezing point of fresh water. Some, like the icefish, have taken adaptation even further. Their blood is clear, lacking hemoglobin, a trait that helps them survive in the oxygen-rich polar seas. The icy depths are also home to a host of bizarre and beautiful invertebrates. Sea spiders, some as large as dinner plates, crawl along the sea floor, while ghostly comb jellies drift through the water, their bodies glowing with bioluminescence. Sponges, centuries old, form colorful gardens on the rocky substrate, sheltering countless tiny creatures within their folds. All of these species are part of a delicate balance perfectly tuned to the rhythms of ice and light. The seasonal melting and refreezing of the ice cover controls the availability of food, shaping migrations and breeding cycles. In this hidden marine world, every adaptation is a testament to survival in the coldest, darkest place on the planet. As we continue to explore beneath the Antarctic ice, we discover not only the resilience of life, but the intricate connections that sustain it. From the smallest krill to the largest predators, each new discovery deepens our understanding of this extraordinary ecosystem, reminding us that Antarctica's greatest secrets may lie not above, but below the ice. Antarctica is more than a frozen wilderness at the end of the world. It is a powerful engine driving the planet's climate, shaping ocean currents and influencing weather patterns across the globe. At the heart of this influence is the vast Antarctic ice sheet, the largest single mass of ice on Earth, containing nearly 70% of the world's fresh water. The sheer size and brightness of this ice reflect much of the sun's energy back into space, helping to cool the planet and regulate global temperatures. Surrounding the continent is the Southern Ocean, a dynamic ring of water that circles Antarctica unimpeded. Here, The Antarctic circumpolar current flows, a relentless, clockwise river of water that links the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. This current acts as a conveyor belt, redistributing heat, nutrients, and marine life between the world's seas. It also isolates Antarctica from warmer waters to the north, preserving its deep freeze. Beneath the surface, the cold, dense waters formed around Antarctica sink and flow northward, driving a global system known as thermohaline circulation, or the global ocean conveyor belt. This movement of water transports heat around the planet, moderating climates from the equator to the poles. Changes in Antarctica's ice or ocean temperatures can disrupt this delicate balance, altering weather patterns, sea levels, and the health of marine ecosystems worldwide. The continent's icy winds also play a crucial role. Katabatic winds born from the high Antarctic plateau sweep down to the coast, chilling the air and helping to form sea ice, vast sheets of frozen ocean that expand and contract with the seasons. This sea ice acts as both an insulator and a reflector, influencing everything from polar storms to the timing of phytoplankton blooms that support the Southern Ocean's food web. Even the atmosphere feels Antarctica's reach. The polar vortex, a high-altitude band of fast-moving air, forms over the continent each winter, affecting jet streams and weather patterns as far away as Australia, South America, and beyond. As the world warms, Antarctica's influence is increasingly in the spotlight. Melting ice sheets and shifting ocean currents send ripples through Earth's climate system, with consequences that extend far beyond the polar circle. In every season, Antarctica remains a silent architect of our world's climate, a reminder that this remote continent is intimately connected to the fate of us all.